G'day everyone and welcome to the how to use my secret weapon guide. This was dropped yesterday. Hopefully you've seen the pretty cool trailer. I really enjoyed making that one, showing off that this is for you. So this has been designed for the last maybe 5 years of me building. I've always wanted to let people start creating big shows for themselves because I love when people share shows and such that they've started creating in Planet Coaster, because that's what we're here for, is to create stuff that this game isn't designed for. But hopefully you've downloaded it and had to play around. This is going to be pretty much a two-part guide. So the first part of this video will be pretty much just brushing over everything, just explaining it as quick and as organized as I can think of it. And then the second part will be going into more detail, pretty much just recreating a little bit of a show, and then move into where you can start creating things yourself. So if you haven't grabbed it, it's here on the workshop now. You can see it on the screen using the workshop code there. Once you have it, we'll pretty much just jump straight into the game, and then we'll show you how out of the box it really is. So when you download it, you go into your blueprints and find my secret weapon, or secret weapon, it'll be under the game, and then place it in your park. So once it's there, you can pretty much gawk at amazement as it doesn't look like much, but this has designed my last 4 shows now. Have all been designed out of literally this one pack. That's 3 lights. I know there's a whole selection of lights that you can get and use in Planet Coaster, especially now with the new parade stuff. A lot of these lights are now triggerable, but for me, I've always used these 3 lights. I've never really deviated from that, if you can see from my videos, and they're just the best that works for me. So for now, it only has the 3 lights in the pack. That's just my belief. That's all you're really going to need. So in the future, I might expand upon that. As I said, this is designed to just constantly evolve. That's the whole point of this, is the more shows that I get to create, the more that this pack will expand. So you'll always see it updating, hopefully, in the future. But these are my favorite 3 lights that I pretty much design shows on, and as you can see, there's only 5 of them for each. That is literally how you can cheat to get the show to look as amazing or as simple as you want. So we're going to assume that you are following a checklist similar to mine. So first up, I pick my music. As I say to a lot of people, this is the most important part of the show itself, mainly because of you're going to be spending a lot of time with this song. I can list every beat, every little drop, every little niche bit of a song now that has been a part of my shows, which I'll just pause it in case these birds get annoying. But I can list every part of them songs down to the T, to where it's I hate hearing them songs now. Not hate, that's probably a harsh word, but when you listen to them, that's all I think of is sections of designing music. But that's it. I'm here to help you through it, of making it easier. So pick your music. As I said, pick something that you really love and you're really passionate about. Don't just pick something that you're just creating to create, because you're going to be spending hours on this. So you need to have a song that you actually like and want to create a show for. So once that's done, build your stage. So that's pretty much the process that I go through, is whether it's for a storyline or whether you have certain things set up to with screen wise. Once you have them 2 elements in, you're pretty much 50% done of the whole show. The lights and the fireworks to me are the easiest part. It's the stage design that I spend the most time on and design, really, because that's pretty much the biggest part that people are going to take away. They're not going to look at these 15 lights and think, oh wow, he's done a really great job with the lighting. No, they're going to look at the stage and go, oh wow, the stage looks amazing. So it's the stage should be your focus point for this build part. But once you're there, we can start playing with the lights. So first up, these are pretty much designed to work straight out of the box. So what that means is, with your activate button, that is pretty much what I have activates all the lights. Real simple. So once you have your song, I would come in and I would set this to whatever your song length is. So whether it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whether it's really quick, change these 5 here to whatever your song length is. Then what I normally do is, at the end, I see how I've added a little light to the side. I normally just press that and I do it for as quick as it can. So what I'm doing here is once that's done, I'm going into self-activation and I'm changing it to loop and on trigger. So what that means is that it'll constantly play for that length of the song, and I'm not having to come in and reactivate it each time. Now, for the show, I will turn this off. So I will have this only on trigger. Now that's mainly because when I'm doing that, you don't want lights not triggering, because if it's constantly activating, you might not activate when your show is on. So it's easier just to change that back when we get to it. So why are we doing this? What is the point? So when you activate your lights, what you're doing is you're telling your light to create the beam itself. So I'm not sure how basic or how complicated to make this video, so I'm going to pretty much cast a wide net for this opening part, and then when we get to the second part, hopefully that's when you'll be able to really dig in and work it out. But see how when you're creating your lights now, so this is CO, so we'll go over all the keywords and such later on, but once you have your lights, you can pretty much come in and click any of these and they are pretty much ready to go. But what we're doing with activating is activating gives it, if I can turn the light down. So if you don't activate your lights, you can pretty much do your whole show, but once you activate, that's what gives it its beam essentially of light. And that's pretty much what we want for the show. So if you have this constantly looping, I don't have to go back in and click that anytime soon. I can literally just come in and click any light and it'll work. So that's literally the only reason I do that. Let's get back to daytime because it's very dark in this thing. But when I'm setting up a show, so the best thing you can probably do is just sit here. Once you've set all your activating up, I normally do it in sections. So I'll do this light first, I'll do the whole song. Do the next light for the whole song, then this light for the whole song. So you're building layers for this show, and everything might be different. So I had these are pretty much mainly my stage lights and lining what my stage line is, and these are my big crowd lights, and these are my more intimate lights that I can put in some good spaces. So every light's going to have a different function. So what I normally do is I'll sit here with music and I'll literally just play stuff. So I'll literally be listening to a song and I'll be clicking things as certain things go, and I'll be writing them down. So I'll be going on about how I plan out my shows in that second part, but you'll pretty much just be able to play with it and work it out. Now you're probably asking, why are they all in white? Why is all these lights just one color? Now that is on purpose. That is so I'm not confusing anybody, I'm not tricking anybody. It is I've done the hard work of putting these sequences up for you, and you literally can just change the colors to whatever you want. That's pretty much from testing what I found to be the easiest thing. As I said, I'll go over how to do that later. So you can pretty much just sit here and play around. That's probably the best advice I can give you, so that you can see what each of these do. And they're mainly different. So we have our left and our rights, obviously, our OC, so out to center and center to out. So what that means is these are set to 1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is our center, obviously, and 1 and 5 are our outers. So it's pretty much just telling you what the light's going to do. It's going to go left to right, left to right, right to left. And it's pretty much self-explanatory of what it's going to do, but you can pretty much just build layers on this show of what you want to do. So what I'll normally do is, once I've played around a little and I've worked out, okay, well, I like this light for this part and this light for this part, I'll start creating my show. So if I go in and I'll show you actually what I use for DJ Alien. So DJ Alien is this. So there you go. That is the whole show for DJ Alien. To show you another one, this is the whole show for Twice in Planet Coaster. This is Kpop Demon Hunters, the whole show. So you're noticing a trend of how I build things. These ones are more hidden, obviously, but with the lines themselves. So what that means is, what I'll normally do is I'll come in, I'll get a piece of paper here, and then I'll listen to a song over and over again. So say if you have certain things you want to hit during the song. So you want, okay, well, obviously the start of the song for DJ Alien is a slow dun 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 dun, like as it's going. And I wanted a star for that, so I obviously named it opening star. And then I would write down the time that started, the time that finished. So I knew exactly when it would start, how long it would finish, and then I had a timer. Then I would go the next part, and then the next part, as you can see, the chorus build, and the chorus, and then the second build, the second chorus, and the big finish. So that's pretty much the whole show lined up. And then, because we're all about cheating here, we're all about how to create bigger shows for less time. And you do that by breaking these into mini sections. So the mini sections are designed for, if I can zoom in, I'm only having to design a 10-second part. I think it's a 10-second part for the opening star, 20-second part for the beat starts. Chorus build is maybe 5 seconds, and then the chorus can be the whole 3 minutes of the song. And then you go into the second build and so much. But you can pretty much see that all of these sequences here, if you can see, are literally these lights copied over. So I would just sit here and I would just go, so if you don't know how to do it, let's see, if you had, let's say, right, left, fast, pulse. If I control X, I'm not sure what it is on console, hopefully you can copy it as well, and bring that over here, it still works, and I pretty much just got it set up. So all I'm doing is I'm just putting that here. So obviously I'm just building this part of the lights first. I'm not doing anything else. You might want to drag them lights over, maybe if it's easier for you. Drag the lights over and then put them there so that you can see what's going on. But I was just pretty much dragging. You can see it goes. I went back to front. So these ones will be more for the little lights. So you can see center star. So when the song starts, it's that, as I said, the slow star building, and that's pretty much all I would do. Is I would just, these all here are literally this light. So you can see that it's mainly one sequencer. Maybe you can see it changing each time I click on something. So center out pulse, step music, CO music pulse, and then that's pretty much just it. But you're adding to it. So these might all be just for that light. These ones here are all for, oops, these ones here are all for these lights, and then these ones here are literally just for these. These were for the parade pack. I wanted to add them in as extra, but hopefully you can tell what I'm trying to show you of building your show for less time instead of just doing it I can't remember what show it was, but I think it was my DEF CON show. That was, my sequencer was full with 999 triggers in the show. I had to put 4 sequences just to do the show, and that was just maxed out. I couldn't put anything else in it, and that was the whole show, every beat done properly. Whereas this, say if your big finish isn't until 3 minutes in the song, you've got to re-listen to a song the whole time just to get to that big finish. Whereas I can go, okay, I'm listening to my song outside of the game or maybe in the game, and I can just listen to that chorus part and go, okay, that's the part I needed right there, is just the big finish. And then you're not having to do the whole song each time whenever you listen to it. But it's pretty cool to see that whole DJ Alien show is made up of them little tiny sequences. And as you well know, with my beautiful cheating system, that is just how I would, when I was in the stadium, it's just literally pasting, adding all these lights onto the stage, hiding all of these, adding all these lights onto the stage, hiding this. And it was literally just that on repeat. Now, you might be asking what the blackout word means. So in some of these, I don't use, let's see. So in some of these, we don't use swap on color, we use change on color. So change on color just changes the color. So see how it's black now? If I did change on color and I said red, it will change to red and stay as red. Whereas swap, swap will go to green. Hang on, I keep talking about it, not showing you. So swap just means it will change to green and go back to whatever the original color was that we set. So that's what we want. Whereas, let's say if I change this to change color to green, now instead of that running pattern, when I press play, it's going to go and stay on as green. So this whole blackout thing was designed for at the end of the show. If you have any colors that are still like that, you can press it and it'll just black them out. So that's pretty much just the whole show set up as blacked out, and it's pretty much done. So that's all that's designed for, is just to stop your show. But as I said, I'll probably be doing a really in-depth video in the future of a full breakdown. So if you do have questions that I don't cover today, please do put them in the comments, because I will be working on that video. Not now, it'll probably be like in a month or so, when we see how people are playing with this and what they're doing and what they're not doing. But yeah, from the feedback I've gotten so far, people are pretty excited to start creating shows in this. But we'll go over a proper show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some music. I might use the DJ Alien because I've already got all that paperwork there written out, and then we'll go over how to pretty much structure a show throughout the whole thing. But if you're designing and you think, okay, well, let's say for certain parts, let's see. So our center out pulse for our second build, right? You might look at this and go, well, hang on a minute, that's got more than what it is. So center out pulse, let's see, center out pulse. Center out pulse, here it is here. So our center out pulse only has these 5 lights, right? Now you might have looked at that one and said, well, hang on a minute, that's been expanded upon. Well, there's actually a pretty cool reason for that. No, not that one. That one was even worse. This one. So here you go. I've used my center and out pulse to get these ones, and that's literally what that sequencer was me listening to my song going, hey, I need 6 seconds of music. And you can program 6 seconds of music. You're literally just cloning, 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 and then literally just moving it to where it needs to be. And that's pretty much all I did. Was I did it to whatever I needed it to, and then added it here. And then because I knew what this pattern was, it was a lot easier for me just to add the light in and then just create the same settings that I had for the thing down below. Instead of me copying center out here, center out here, center out here, I can copy center out here and go, okay, well, when I want the stage to all sync up. So in some parts, this is doing a strobe, this is color, and this is maybe just a solid color. Well, in some parts of the song, you might want all of them to be doing the same thing. And that's all you're doing in their moments, is adding them all in the same sequences. So it's pretty much good to go, and then it'll end all in the same time. So give you the example of what's happening in that one. Nope, I clicked the wrong one. Okay. So you can see these sequences can be as detailed as you want them to be. They can be as overcomplicated as you want them to be. It's pretty much just set up to be a kind of like the safeguards in a bowling alley that you can pretty much create yourself. And then just play around. That's all this is designed for, is to take a lot of the time that it took setting up designs and lights, and now you can just literally download it, get going now, and it's already set up. So things like the center out music pulse, what I do with that is, let's say you're listening to a beat of the song. So I'll put on the background the DJ Alien song. So song has started now. So when we get to our chorus part here, what I'll normally do is I'll pull up a stopwatch like this. And then as I'm pressing a stopwatch, I'm literally just pressing lap time for every time I hear, say, the chorus beat or the music beat that I want. And then as I'm clicking that, I'm getting an estimated number on, where is it? On what I want to do. So it's telling me, say, like as I've got for this song, 0.40 is how many seconds are in between each beat of the song. So I know that I want my music to go off every 0.40 of the song, creating the flash effect. So it's like da 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 da. So you can tell. So now you can tell with the time I've got it on, but I've got it starting at 0.40, 0.80. You can use a calculator if you want to keep them going, but obviously you can set that trigger just to be play on trigger for that part of the song, play on trigger for that part of the song. But as most everyone knows, say if you have, I'll just click 2 random ones. Say if you have 2 sequences, you can't have a sequencer go like that. It will not trigger this second one. So to show you, let's do duplicate. So this is probably the worst way to show you. I'll just delete these to show you. I'm deleting my own blueprint, but that's what it's designed for. You can play around as you want. So as you can see, we'll put this here. The center and out pulse is like that. So if I have this one here, it will not trigger that second center out pulse. You have to have a gap in between. Even there, you might be pushing it. So it needs to have a visible gap in between the two tracks to work. Now, how do you get them a lot closer? Well, that's why I would add things in here, is if I say, hey, I've done my timer, I only need an 8-second beat. I would be able to do that in here and be able to get it a lot closer than what I had it. So it's pretty much just me copying what I have, and you might want to set your colors first and then do this so that you're not having to worry. But then, because we've done it that way, I can literally have these lights looping like that over the top of each other. And that is literally the easiest way I found to cheat and do lights in this game, is literally just breaking it up into as smaller sections as you want. You might have 5-second pieces of music that you just want to really focus on, because they all add up. 5 seconds times 200, or 200, let's go crazy. 5 seconds times the whole song, you pretty much built the whole song really quickly. Like, you can really break it down, and that's all we're here for, is to make this part as untedious as possible. So you might be saying to yourself, well, what happens when you have designed your show? How are you getting the lights that you want? So let's jump into DJ Alien and I'll show you. So once it loads, as I said, this is pretty much live of how I do my shows, and unstructured as a real behind the scenes video should be, but you should be familiar with this channel. We don't do things by the normal here. So we'll delete these little guys because they are very noisy, and we need to be able to hear what we're talking about. I think so. That's the other one. No, there's one more down here. Okay. So let's say you've built your stage. You've got your stage set up and you're thinking, okay, well, what colors do I use? Well, the easiest way you can do is literally just by grabbing a light, and we'll see whether we crash the game, because for some reason changing lights and such affects the game now. But pretty much working out where you might have some of your lights. You can either do that on the set itself. Maybe you do it on the like the surrounding areas and such, but we'll do it here because it looks like it's easiest to see. But what I'll pretty much be doing is I'll just be going and finding the colors that I like. So we might want to do an orange, and then I'm literally writing down that code. So for me, I normally use about 5 different colors during the shows. This was obviously a lot more colorful than what I would normally use, but you're just seeing what would react well. So obviously purple, as great as it would be to use, doesn't react very well with a certain thing. So you might find other colors like pink or like blue or maybe green. Very good green works well. So as I said, this is where you will literally have to like decide a lot of colors, because it'll just make things easier in the future. So let's say you've found the colors you like. This can be as many as you want, but I normally have, so what is it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so there's 7 slots here. If you can make that lighting part as easy as possible, that's what you want this recent part for, so that you're not having to constantly go in and change colors and such. You would just have the 7, well, I have 5 different colors for the show, and then I don't have to go looking for colors. They're all there, whether I want them to say 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light. It's just easier to change that, because I can literally just go green, red, blue, yellow, red, pink, blue, red, and then just constantly keep changing. That's how you get them sweeping pattern colors that we got in the other show then. So that's pretty much what you need to do for that part, is just design that sort of thing, and then you're pretty much sorted for colors. That's all I need to do. So then all you need to do is, obviously, once we're back into wherever you're creating your thing, don't mind my cool thumbnail idea, is I'll get some lights. I'll go down here, I'll grab my spotlight. 1 2 3 4 5. This is the 5 lights that I'm using. We'll go to the dark, and then you're literally just putting in the color that you're using. So first we had a green, then I had a, let's say, a blue, let's say a, maybe not yellow. Yellow doesn't look very good. We'll go an orange, Then we had a red. Because I'm going to put red and blue next to each other because people freak out. We'll go maybe a big aqua one because that always looks good in shows. And then like you can go as many as you want. Like if you want to add a pink, add a pink. But are you seeing what's happening here? This is literally my show is being designed right before your eyes. And that's all we want. We want to have as many lights as like the colors we want there. So let's say we want to do a fast pulse. Very fast. You can tell by the dot 50, dot 20 that like I've changed it. I've tried to cater as many things as I want. So currently right now it's white. Every one of these are white. So what I would do now that I have my colors saved, here they all are. So I would go pink. I would go aqua. Go red. I would go orange. And I would go blue. And because I've reloaded the map, I haven't activated my loop settings. What one did we do? I'm pretty sure we did this one. Interesting. My activate wasn't looping. What happened? Did I save that? Oh, continuous. Don't listen to what I said about looping. It's continuous. Man, see, I'm terrible at this game. I don't know why he's following me. But now they're all in setting colors. So let's say if I clone these, right? Obviously they're cloning as the color. And then we want it to pretty much chase like it was. Now, that light is pink. So what do we do now? Now I make this one blue. I make this one red. I make this one orange. I make this one blue. I make this one green. So that way, when they're going, it's literally making the green light. So say we had the green light. Oh, it was all color. So our aqua one was triggering from number 2. Next one is going to trigger from number 1. And then if I kept going, I would have it come here and here and here and here. And it's literally just how I use it to get the colors to pretty much strobe across the way that it was in a lot of... if you see DJ Alien, that's my best example of using color. Like I don't really use a lot of color in the shows. The Kpop Demon ones, they're very purple and aqua heavy. This was more like a celebration, like in doing a lot of color in it. So hopefully that came across in that video. But pretty much I've covered a lot of it. I'm just trying to think of what I haven't covered. It'll pretty much just be designing a show together now. So that's pretty much the basic setup. If you're pretty confident in what you're going to do, please go ahead and play. But I'm going to quickly go and spend maybe a couple of minutes writing all of the song out and lining everything up so that we can pretty much start creating just a little bit of show together to show off. But I might do a different song than DJ Aliens just to try and challenge myself to show you a live play around of these songs. But yeah, if you haven't downloaded it yet, you can from the workshop. If you're interested in watching the full live thing, please continue watching. This is probably a premiere, so if you're watching live in premiere, I will be in the comment section probably laughing at the things that I've forgotten to mention and such. But as I said, put in the comments what you really want to see, what you want added to this pack. The other things I was thinking of adding, if you are interested, is, let's say with the Kpop one, was my speaker system that I've got set up. These are pretty much just copy and repeat for all of my shows. And then the other stuff would be just different things that I have, like quality of life things, like the tent that I use for all of my shows and such, that, you know, I don't know, it looked pretty boring, this pack just by itself. So I thought, well, what if I just had a real all-in-one pack? But yeah, we'll jump over to creating a show and I'll pretty much have everything laid out for what I want to happen. Okay, so now this is pretty much where I end up once I've pretty much listened to the song. I've written down my list of everything. I'll put on the screen now. This is my pretty much set list. We're only going to do about 20 seconds of this song that's in it. I think it's called Edro Ale Deo. It's with the new Parades pack. So if you want to continue on the song, be my guest. But this is pretty much just going to be a rough 20 seconds of the song, just to show you how I pretty much design it with my layers conversation that I sound like Shrek talking about. But as you can see, I have all my different times set up of when things are happening in the song. And what I'll normally do is, this will pretty much be my setup. So I have the full song, so that's pretty much where everything plays. That's what we'll go through in a second. My activate, so that's pretty much all I'll be doing with activate is I'll literally just be clicking this and confirming it there. And then I'll be clicking here and maybe confirming it here. But the better way that you can do it is instead of, say, clicking it like that, watch this, ready? We just bring this over here. We set this one here. Oops, I didn't delete it. Because that's the lights we do now. Remember, you're going to have to do this for each of the lights that come. Or you can, so sometimes in my shows is what I'll do is instead of having them all separate, I'll literally just add all of the lights that I'm using. But I'm only using the lights here for that for now. I'll drag them over in a second, but just so that they're all in one, and then whenever you press your full song, that's when that will activate. Same thing for the blackout if that's what you're doing. So I'll just do that now. I'll show you. But this is what I mean about how you're literally just dragging and dropping what you need when you need it and how you need it. So this little light here is pretty much I've got for all of these songs is I have a little quick flash going off for each of the songs. So this is where I'll build the slow open, the beat roll. This is that whole sequence that I'll build this section of the song in. As you can see with the timing that I put up earlier, it's very close. So we are only doing 20 seconds, but we're going to be able to get a couple of things in here to try and show you just sort of the basics. Hopefully you can catch on with what's happening. So if I show you my full show, all of these little sequences, so now they sync up. I just literally paste them where the time is that we had for the show. And then, I suppose I can just show you, can't I? Sorry. I'll do that instead. So now I'll be quiet whilst the song will play because it'll probably be too loud. And you'll see each of these triggers will go off as the part comes up to it. This is just so I can have the song play a little bit longer for you. But you can pretty much see that now what you're literally doing is you're just designing little sections of it. So for our opening part, it's like a little quick little thing. So what we'll do is you might want to do this when you build yours, but we'll move this over here. Oops, see, this is why you're going to make sure everything's included in the one thing. Is we will move over here. I will then come over here to this part and I will take you with me. So I like to separate things so that I have more of a clear understanding of what's happening. This will go over here because that's where it'll end up in its final thing, because what you don't use, delete. That's pretty much the whole point of it is this isn't meant to be, oh, I can't remember what it is. You're literally just dragging over whatever you're using and going, oh, okay, this is where that is. This is where that is. And that's literally the whole point of it. So for the opening, I kind of wanted a center out pulse. We're going to do it quick. So it's like a ding. So what we'll do is we'll copy this over and then I'll put it next to the part that it's a part of. If I move the speaker back a bit, and then all I do is I come into here. I can now delete this. I don't need that. And put it in there so that when the song starts, it'll be a ding. Essentially, yeah, you're going to get some weird noises from me out of this because this is literally how I design my shows. But now you can see that this one is longer. Instead of it being shorter, that will go as long as the show that you have is. So if we delete all these to make sure it's in. So now whenever I press play, so there you go. So that's pretty much all you'll be doing is just repeating that. So we'll have it center out, then we'll have it center out back. But we'll slow that one down to show you a different version. So if I could time it, get a bit closer. So 2 to 3. So I know I've got to fill 2 seconds here of this. So I put this one in the wrong spot, sorry. So I'll put it back here. And then I will attach it to this one. This is a real annoying thing that you'll have in the sequencer is for some reason it likes to just play from random positions. So make sure you're always back to 0 when you're creating stuff because it can be very peaceful, we'll say, when that happens. So all you have to do then is, say if you have a certain part of the song, I want all these to be orange. Sorry, I should have did that earlier because I'm thinking this song is more of a like a 90s band playing along. And we want it to last for the 2 seconds. So now we'll play for a minute 50 and that gets us pretty close to the 2. I'll zoom in so that you can see. We'll go a little bit more, so 160. Cool, and then we double up there. 190. No, it's 2 gets us there. Cool, so 1.8. And then 2, 2, 2. So we'll see how that looks. As I said, this isn't going to be like, oh, this is what I'm doing for a show. This is meant to literally just be a, this is how you throw things together. So see what I meant before about how these are now touching? So I'm going to have to go in and make sure that that is just a second quicker. Otherwise, my next lights won't trigger. Now, you don't really have that problem if you're doing change color because it's literally just swapping from one color to the other, but that's a little bit too advanced for some setups. So don't worry yourself with that if you don't want to do it. So now we've got that back. So now with that dun 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 dun. So let's work on that part. I think it'll be every 50. Dun 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 dun. So maybe one more. As you can tell, this is probably as live as it gets. Let's find out. Look at that. Perfect. So what we need is we need an all, but a quick one. Bum, 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 ba, da, da, da. So we might even do a dun, dun, dun. So we'll do a centered out. Nope, centered out, I said. So watch this, ready? We come down here, we put this lovely one here. There we go. Cool, so it's pretty close already. So we do 1, 1. So this is pretty much, this is my life. This is where I live in this beautiful sequences. So I pretty much just make sure I try to get my arms comfortable so I know where to set things up. Actually, I will leave them at 40 so that we can do a pretty cool thing for that last one. Because remember, we got 4 beats here. So we'll do a ding, 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 and then we'll do it 150. Awesome. 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 Then it'll go bum, 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 ba-da-da-dun, dun, dun. So you probably go dun, 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 dun. Let's test it. Oh, I don't want to do landscaping. Come on, game. Look at that. We're learning together. If you're yelling at the screen saying, no, you did it wrong, I was just testing you. Make sure you add it to the sequencer, because I forgot. Okay. Let's try that again. You didn't see anything at all. You know, it'd be really cool if we did a like a little strobe effect at the end. Let's have a look. we might do that. So it's like a ba-da-da-dun. Don't mind me, just playing around like I normally do. See, this is all this game is fun for. Is what's not? I shouldn't say it's all this game is fun for. That's all I pretty much do is just mucking around with different things. Dun 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 dun. See, we're getting there. So this is pretty much how I create my shows. It's just playing around. Here we go. Cool. Now we'll go on to the next part. Bam. Maybe a little bit slower. Bam. That one's, ooh, that one might be a bit fast. We'll find out. So we go second step here. Delete it. I did it properly this time. Dun, 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 dun. Test that one before we move on to the girl singing. There you go. So we might get a nice little strobe in there while she's talking. Wait till this finishes. Sometimes I do them too fast. Might be too fast for what we're trying to do, but we're here to experiment. We might slow it down if I need to. I might need to take some of them out actually. Let's find out. So see how, watch ready, if I add track, I move my rainbow up. See how that one now, so this sequencer is going too long. So what do you think? You think, oh, well, I better go and grab this. No, see, that's the beautiful part of this is I like that strobe. I just need to work out how long I need it to be. Is that triggering a bit later? Maybe it's 1450 for that. Let's find out. So it is 1450. Okay, so I know I need to take out maybe a couple of these. So all I do is I pretty much just go in here, go back here, and then just start deleting some ones from the back, like this. Take about maybe 2 seconds out and see where that gets us. So there you go. We're just finishing before it. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll just move one of them forwards 1 beat. So this one you can tell is just hanging over a little bit by the 2 seconds. And we'll move that like that. But for this one, we'll do something different. So to show you, so this is just all free. So it turns on like that, right? Maybe I'll go this. If I go like that and bring it down here. So if I, what can I do? I forgot what I was doing. No, I didn't. Silly. So what we'll do is we'll change this to change color, just so I can show you. Just move my microphone, sorry. Oops. Change color, and change color. Okay. Just so I can show you the process of this, so I can show you a full loop of what it might look like. Okay. So there you go. So see now how they're changed. That means that we're pretty much screwed. No, it means that you need to press the blackout for it to not do that again, which is just here. But let's say we want it to do a little chase sequence when it turns on. Like that. And then we'll do 50. Now you can time out, say like how I showed you before, the different times and such, like what color you want it to change to or what time, etc. But so what I normally do is you can do it slow like this, right? But see how I'm setting them at 50s? So what I'll do is I'll just do one. Oops. And I'll do 5 of them. Told you wanted to program lights in Planet Coaster. This is the fun part of it, of playing around. I'm sorry for the console players that are probably watching me do this quick and are thinking I'm buying a PC. I'm very interested to see how Planet Coaster will run on the Steam machine. So if anyone gets a Steam machine, let me know how the game's going. So see how the color is pink. Now all these are going to be pink, right? But if you have your 5 colors, I can go pink, aqua, red, orange, blue. Now for this one, I've already started on aqua, so I'll go to red, orange, blue. I won't go to green because you've got to go back to pink. I'm already on red, so I've got to go orange, blue, pink, aqua, orange, blue. Very fun. This is us having fun, right? If you ever get lost, you can always just go back and check and make sure you got the right one. Then blue's our last one. Here we go. Okay. Did I stuff that up already? No. This is why it's like I don't like having the last color. Like I've stuffed myself up now because now I'm confused. Yes, add red and then orange. Cool. So, not to spoil things, let's just add. So what you could do as a bonus is we want it to play and then turn off, right? So watch this. Blackout. Now sometimes you might add this blackout, say in the middle. So you might have, she sings here, then she stops singing. So you might want it to black out for this. And then the beat starts again, so you can turn it on. So now we have, I go up over here, press play. We have, see how the activator looped? So our colors will chase now. And can you spot where I stuffed up? So if that light's still on, what's that mean? That means that I didn't change the blackout color to black on this one. So you can see pink, 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 and that's pretty much how it's chasing. So if we did it properly, now when we go back here, it's set up. Okay, you ready? Moment of truth. Am I as good of a lighting designer as I pretend to be? We'll find out together. There you go. So that's pretty much a quick example of a show for you. Whoa, that's bright. Just to show you how I would do things. So obviously you'd add more layers on top of that and more different things for what you want to happen. And then pretty much say if you wanted these lights to come on, you're literally just copying whatever ones you grabbed here. And the easy way to find out is, what ones did I use here? I used OC Pulse 50. You can go over here and here it is somewhere. here, OC Pulse 50, OC Pulse 50. So it's literally just the same lighting designs, but for different lights. So you can have all the lights the same. You might do a different pattern with different lights, but just for different parts of the stage. It's completely up to you. So let's say you've gotten to the end, right? You're, okay, I'm happy with this show. Watch this, ready? Boom, I don't need that. I only need these sequences that are going to trigger my show. So what you would do is you would save this. Well, you'd split it from the buildings because you don't need, you'd obviously delete them. You'd save it as a blueprint, I guess. Let's just do a random one. I have a lot of random blueprint folders. And then, just to show you how I cheat like the normal ones, you would then just post this in the arena that you want, and you should be able to literally just press play, and it works. So that's pretty much how I set up my shows. Obviously, this can be as detailed as you want. This can be as little as you want. To show you the Kpop Demon Hunters one, as you can see, this can be as crazy as you want it to be, whether you want it to be really detailed with, let's just zoom out, certain things happening, or if I can find maybe a chorus or something, or complicated. I don't think I have any strobes. If I had some strobes, that'd be cool to show off. But you can see how it's just got different things that I've used, literally the whole part. Flame, running. I think this is song 2. Yes is normally when I'm excited. Okay, there you go. So this is when I get excited and I'm like, what do I name it? And it's like, you've just spent an hour creating this 8-second bit. If I can press play on it. So you can see you can go as detailed as you want to. If you really want to do that, you can do it. Like, this game allows you to do it. But this is the whole point of this guide, is just to literally set you up to, we're just covering the basics. You can create some big shows out of it, as you can see from the stuff I've done. But it's a great entry level for people that want to play around and want to learn how to start doing big shows. The only thing I ask is that if you do start doing big shows, please tag me in them. I love to see them. I've had a couple of people that are either building and have reached out, or have even finished and have sent me stuff. Then they're like, please check this out. And it's, I love watching that stuff. And hey, if you want me to feature on the channel, please just say, and I'd love to put it up here, because yeah, it's definitely a small niche in the Planet Coaster builds, but there's some really cool lighting creations that are out there. A lot of people are enjoying building stuff that this game is not meant for. But let me know in the comments what you think, whether you're downloading the pack for yourself. I have butchered this save, which is something hopefully I don't stuff up later. I should be able to reload the save and it should be good. But yeah, if you haven't grabbed it, grab it now. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments, as I'm more than happy to help with any problems you have. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy this. This is my gift to you. Thank you for supporting this channel. We are a small niche little channel, and like, I've got to stop being biased when I say it, but literally I have the best subscribers and the best people that watch my videos, because it's all just such positivity. Like, I just wish other people could have a community that I have following me, because it's been really fun building this sort of stuff. And yeah, it's been pretty cool to see that now people are starting to do it themselves. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with the channel. As I said, this is the best way I could say thank you to you, was to help a lot of the people that I know reach out in the comments saying that they're struggling and such. So hopefully this takes just a little bit of stress off them. Obviously it's not the be all end all solution. I wish it was, but hopefully Planet Coaster does take notice of it, that people do want to create more complicated things. There's a couple of things that could really help with that. For me, if anyone remembers Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, when they had this sort of sequencer, when you put your music in here, you could see the sound waves. The other thing I would also like is if I could click where to start the song. So say if I'm working on the second end of the song, I could literally just click here and press play, and the music and the screens and the fireworks and everything would just play from wherever I click it from. Because when you get into some really big shows, if you don't do this breakdown section, you will. Well, I think my longest show I did was 15 minutes. I think one of my DEF CON shows was. And that was insane, because I would have to listen to the song over and over again. And it wasn't just one song, it was 3 songs that played for the whole stage. So if you ever go back and check out them other videos, please give them some love, because they were, I don't know, I never had my cheat method. So this is the whole point of it, is if you have a better mousetrap, please let everyone know in the comments what it is, because this is all we're here for, is to create awesome shows in this game. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you have a great day. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Signing off. See yous.